talk isn't really about a new idea, but rather a forgotten one. My talk is about something that I've learned from the past and that I would like to share with you. I'm going to talk about why music education is changing the world, but maybe not in your typical way. Before I get too into this, I must admit that I am a passionate trombonist, so I might get a little bit, excited talking about band for the next 5 minutes, but just bear with me, I swear it gets good. However biased I may be, classical music education is well known to be of importance within academic and educational contexts. Quite often I find that we discuss the mental and cognitive benefits of learning a musical instrument. For example, an increased sense of awareness, an ability to be more calm, and a more acute focus to fine motor skills in difficult tasks. However, what we really should be discussing is how developing musically increases creativity, develops artistic voice, and a passion for the arts, all of which are just as important as the other mental and cognitive skills I was discussing earlier. Too often, we hear of the average student cutting music from their schedule, citing that it won't offer them the same benefits as a calculus course. That is true. Music isn't calculus, and it doesn't offer the same benefits. But music doesn't have to be a calculus course or a science course to be intrinsically valuable and worthy of our time. When we cut music out of our schedules, we are cutting out all of these benefits that I was discussing earlier, but we're also checking out of a global community that is quite literally giving the power to children to change their lives. Allow me to elaborate. In 1975, a group of 11 students began rehearsing in a parking garage in the Venezuelan slums. As the years have passed, this program has grown, taking children from only the poorest regions of Venezuela. To this day, thousands of children are being taught music by this amazing program. This is known as El Sistema, and it is home to one of the most renowned orchestras in the world. This has completely revolutionized an age-old concept, classical music. No longer an entertainment for the elite, classical music boogied its way into the everyday lives of the Venezuelan slums, which makes it revolutionary, giving students the skills to escape the grasp of poverty and abuse. This program works so well, in fact, that it's been adopted in other areas. For example, in Baltimore, the Orchids program, the Youth Orchestra of Los Angeles, and the Harmony program in New York City all share these principles. In Canada, programs such as Sistema Saskatoon, Sistema Toronto, and most recently, the Youth Orchestra of Northern Alberta, also known as YONA, which is based right here in Edmonton, by the way, also share these principles. YONA embodies the spirit of Sistema by offering music education to underprivileged youth in the inner city area. YONA is a fairly new program. It's only in its 3rd year of operation. Hosting 60 musicians, the program gives musical instruments, healthy snacks, and top-quality music education to these youth. Once again, we see the unique opportunity that these youth have been presented with, an opportunity to learn something empowering that they otherwise would not have learned. I started volunteering at YONA in early 2015, and I was quite excited when I started. I am a passionate musician myself. To me, music presents the opportunity for the musician to interpret something and to express something, and an opportunity to the listener to interpret this form of human expression. I've spent many hours reading nerdy books about trombones and practicing scales in the hopes that I too could one day express myself so eloquently that someone would want to listen to me. Sharing this with the youth of tomorrow was exactly what I wanted to do, and it holds great value for me. As I volunteered with the program, I've learned a lot and I've grown quite a bit. For example, I was sitting in class one day with one of the cello instructors, and we were singing a song about the 4 strings of a cello. I was singing along with the students, kind of enjoying my day. Pausing for a moment, I looked up and I read the YONA code, tacked up to the bulletin board. A careful perusal of the list of rules didn't reveal anything new to me. After all, for the past few months, I've been learning about the importance of respect for your instrument, respect to others, and valuing yourself. It seemed typical until it occurred to me that very few rules had anything to do with the orchestra or the music side of the entire program. Suddenly, it hit me. YONA is not a music program. YONA is not an after-school program. YONA is an idea, a way of thinking about classical music education as a social agent for change. This completely blew my mind away. I couldn't believe what an amazing thing that this program was doing. And this is why music was so important. Quite often, youth and adults, quite frankly, don't realize nor discuss the important benefits that music has on social and personal development. Rooted deep in the values of Sistema philosophy, there's a truth I had just discovered. Music while in and of itself is a fantastic gift of human ingenuity, is simply a catalyst for a greater change occurring, life change in youth. By learning to take care of an instrument, the students learn respect. By lessons in musicianship, the students learn perseverance, excellence, and strife, all whilst being in a safe place to be themselves. It's through this program, through programs like it, that I learned the true impact of music. Music education does not serve to make better musicians or better entertainers, but music education serves to make better people. Now, before I leave you today, I do have a quick little story about one of the little girls at Yona that I volunteer with. She's 8 years old, and she's in her second year of the program, and I've watched her turn from a shy, quiet little girl into quite an exuberant, excited young lady. We were sitting at the table one day, and she was coloring a picture of her face, and we were talking about Yona, and she was telling me how much she loved it. And I asked her, and I said, well, what's the best part about Yona if you love it so much? And this is quite a hard question to ask a child, as they have lots of things on their mind, and when they love something so much, it's hard to think of one favorite thing. So she thought for a moment, and she put her pencil down, and she said, well, Miss Olivia, I think the best part of Yona is that it taught me how to be happy. Now, it might not be a calculus course, but it sure is worth it. Thank you.